Hi everyone, this is Shashank Singh and we are in the way of learning Python programming language. In this video, as you can see on my screen as well, today we're going to discuss about insertion sort, right? So first of all, we should know what is insertion sort, how it works actually, and later on we'll see how to implement insertion sort using Python programming language, right? So let me explain it first. So basically insertion sort is an algorithm which sorts list or you can say array by shifting elements one by one and inserting the right element at right position, right? So if you'll see here, I have, let's assume these all are the elements of list, right? So initially what I'll do is I will divide the whole list into two parts. First, which is sorted list, and second one, which is unsorted list, right? So initially first element of the list will be in sorted part and rest of the element will be in unsorted part, right? Now we'll start comparing the first element of unsorted part with the sorted part, right? So initially, so in sorted list 23 is there, right? And in unsorted part rest of the element is there. So first element of this unsorted list is 1, right? So you can say this is a current element. So current element will be compared with this 23, 1 will be compared with 23, 1 is less than 23, we'll swap that. So 23 will be moved to right side and 1 will be moved to left side. So if you'll see, this is now in sorted list, right? 1 and 23. Now these all are in unsorted list. First element of unsorted list is 10 now. So current element is 10. Current element will be compared with the rest of the element of sorted part, which is 10 will be compared with 23. 10 is less than 23, so 10 will be swapped with 23. So if you'll see here, now 10 will be compared with 1, so 10 is greater than 1, so we'll keep the element at same position. So 10 will be shifted here, and then first element of unsorted part will be 5, which is current element is 5. 5 is less than 23, we'll swap this. 5 is less than 10, we'll swap this. 5 is greater than 1, will come out of the loop and we'll keep this 5 here. And then 2, which is the current element and first element of unsorted, because there is only one element left in this unsorted list. 2 will be compared with 23. Obviously 2 is less than 23, we'll swap this. 2 is less than 10, we'll swap this. 2 is less than 5, we'll swap this. 2 is greater than 1, will come out of the loop and we'll place 2 here. So if you'll see, this is the sorted list, right? So this is how basically insertion sort works. If you have not understood this, don't worry about anything. Once I'll write the logic, you'll get to know how exactly the things are working, right? So let's head over to Jupyter Notebook to see how can we write code for the same. So I'm writing here def keyword to write function name. I'm writing here insertion sort. So you can write anything as per your own use cases. So I'm writing just, I mean, like, you can take any function name. I'm passing list1 as parameter, and at the, I mean, like, once at the end I will let end user to enter few elements which is in list1, and then we'll see how exactly things are working and how this list1 will be sorted using insertion sort algorithm, right? After that I will take one for loop for I in range. Yeah, after that yeah, for I in range 1 to length of list1. Why I'm writing length of list1? Because if you'll see here, 5 elements are there, length of this list1 is 5. So I'm taking 1 to 5, which will so by default range function will skip this last element. So if you'll write here 5, it will take up to 1 to 4 only. So I'm writing here length of list1, and after that here I'm writing current ele. So this is a current element. So this is the current element. Current element is first element of unsorted list, right? Yeah. And then I'm writing here list1 of I. So if you'll see, at initially this is at 0th index and this is at first index, right? So I am writing here current element is equal to list1 of I, and I'm taking from I mean, like, I'm starting this for loop from 1, because I want this element to compare, right, from current element. So I'm writing here list of I, which is 0 1, list of 1 will be this part, right? So the current element is, initially current element is this, right? So that's the reason why I'm writing here 1 and here I. And now what I'll do is I'll write priv is equal to I minus 1. So priv will store the index of previous element, which is initially list of I, which is 1. So I want to compare this one with 23, right? So I'm writing here priv is equal to I minus 1 to hold the which will hold the index of previous element. And then I am writing here while, till when while should run. So I'm writing here priv is greater than equal to 0 and current element is less than list 1 of priv. So let's understand this. So till when while loop should run. So basically when current element is less than list of priv is holding, I mean like previous index. So let's say, I mean like for this one, let's say I is equal to 1 initially, right? So I is equal to 1 is holding this one element, and priv is holding I minus 1, which is 0th index, which is 23. So we'll keep comparing till this current element, which is 1, is less than list 1 of priv, which is 23. So 1 is less than 23, so it will be swapped. So here if you'll see 10 is less than 23, it will be swapped. But when 10 is greater than this, right, so will come out of the loop. So once I'll come out of the loop, so I will write the logic. If this, I mean like, if current element will be greater than this list of priv, or priv, I mean like, priv will be for sure greater than equal to 0. But if let's say current element is greater than this list of priv, so what I will write here is list 1 of priv plus 1, right? List 1 of priv plus 1 is equal to current element. So I'll keep this element at the same position. So list 1 of priv plus 1 is this element is equal to current element, which is same. And if current element is less than list 1 of priv, so 10 is less, sorry, 10 is less than 23. So what I will do is I will write list 1 of priv plus 1. List 1 of priv plus 1 is equal to list 1 of priv. So if you'll see list 1 of priv plus 1, which is priv is 0 initially. So 0 plus 1, which will be uh, first index, which is holding 1. So list 1 of priv plus 1 is equal to list 1 of priv. So I am putting this list 1 of priv, which is 23 value, to list 1 of priv plus 1. So I mean like swapping this 1 with 23. So that's what I am doing here. Priv plus 1, which is this one, and I am putting this list 1 of priv value, which is 23, to the next I mean like right side, if you'll see here. And then I'll write here priv is equal to priv minus 1. Why I'm writing here? Because I mean like, let's say for this fourth pass, 2 will be compared with 23, it will be swapped, right? After that priv is equal to priv minus 1, because I want to compare this 2 with all elements of this sorted part, right? So that's why I'm writing here priv is equal to priv minus 1. So this is the logic. And now I'll write list 1 is equal to, let me take input from end user. So I'm writing here input, this is the built-in function, enter the elements that you want to sort. Okay, so this will take input from end user, and then I'm writing here split. So basically split function usually split all string separated by spaces into list item. So that's why I'm writing here split function. And then let me convert all these elements to integer. So for this I'm writing here int x for x in list 1. So I am converting all elements to integer, and then let me call this function. So I am calling this function. After that, let me print sorted list. Sorted list. Okay, let me print list 1. Where is the error? Okay, for I in range. Oh, for I. Okay, once you'll run this, so enter the element that you want to search. So I'm writing here 4 2 3 1 5 4, sorry, 54 I'm writing here, 53 I'm writing here. So these all are the elements that I want to search. Once you'll execute this 1 2 3 4 53 54, so which is a sorted one, right? So that's how basically insertion sort work. So you can write this code, you can try to pause this video, you can try to understand the logic. If you have any doubt, you can write in comment section. Thanks for watching this video. We'll come back with the next video very soon. Thank you.